In this video, we'll be taking a look at 2 NBA games happening on November 12, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 2 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Dallas Mavericks versus Golden State Warriors. NBA betting heats up on Tuesday, November 12th, as fans gear up for an exciting showdown between the Dallas Mavericks and the Golden State Warriors. This high-stakes game will be played at the Chase Center in San Francisco, where Klay Thompson returns to energize his home crowd. Both teams are looking to establish dominance, making this a highly anticipated face-off. This marks the first meeting of the season between Dallas and Golden State, setting the stage for an intriguing matchup. Last season, the Mavericks held a 3-1 advantage straight up and against the spread over the Warriors, giving Dallas a psychological edge. However, a new season brings new dynamics, and Golden State will be motivated to change the narrative. The Mavericks are dealing with injury setbacks, as PJ Washington has been ruled out, and Derek Lively is listed as questionable, which may leave Dallas shorthanded. On the Warriors side, Andrew Wiggins' status is uncertain due to a lower back strain, and the team is monitoring his availability closely. Both squads recently faced demanding back-to-back games, adding to the physical toll as they head into Tuesday's contest. Although Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving have been impressive, the Warriors' momentum from their recent victory over Oklahoma City could give them an upper hand. Historically, games between these two have been close, with Dallas winning 3 of 4 last season and Golden State taking 2 of 3 in the 2022-2023 season. In fact, 9 of the last matchups have ended with a margin of victory of 10 points or fewer. The Warriors have been strong against the spread this season, covering in 8 out of their 10 games and boasting a 7-1 record on equal rest against their opponents. The Mavericks, however, are 4-5-1 against the spread and have shown inconsistency, particularly in non-division games, with a 3-4-1 record in such matchups. After a successful road trip, the Warriors are fired up to perform, especially as Klay Thompson looks to bounce back after a somewhat disappointing start, averaging just 14 points per game on 41.8% shooting. Thompson will be aiming to make a bigger impact as he returns to Chase Center. Defensively, Golden State has had only one poor showing, which came against an undefeated Cavaliers team. They seem prepared to contain the Mavericks' star backcourt of Doncic and Irving. The Warriors currently rank 4th in the league in opposing 2-point percentage and lead in 3-point defense, having already taken down some of the league's top teams. Meanwhile, the Mavericks have been inconsistent defensively, losing 3 of their last 4 games, and Golden State's strong start to the season, along with an 8-2 against the spread record, positions them as one of the league's most confident teams. With Golden State back at home, they have the momentum to extend their success, especially in this tournament setting. Dallas, however, is hungry for a win to break out of its recent slump. Their competitive loss to the Nuggets last game shows they can keep up with high-caliber teams, but Golden State, coming off a statement win against Oklahoma City, may be tougher to beat on their home floor. Although it wouldn't be shocking if Dallas pulled off a road win, the Warriors seem to be in better shape, and their short line at home presents good value. So the Golden State Warriors to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Despite their offensive firepower, Golden State has not fully capitalized at home, averaging 111 points across 3 home games, placing them 9th in the NBA. Dallas, meanwhile, has struggled with consistent scoring, tallying 114 points per game, which ranks them 16th in the league. The Warriors have hit the over in 70% of their games this season, but hold a 1-2 record in home overs. Dallas has a 4-6 record on the over and is just 1-5 on the over with 1 day's rest. Interestingly, both teams rank in the bottom 5 in terms of free throw attempts per field goal attempt ratio, indicating they don't rely heavily on drawing fouls. Golden State prefers a fast pace, with 100 possessions per 48 minutes, whereas Dallas typically plays slower, averaging 98.3 possessions per 48 minutes. Nuggets. Expect Dallas to continue leaning on Irving and Doncic, while Golden State, despite its pace, likely won't force a high turnover rate in this matchup. Recent matchups between Dallas and Golden State have trended towards lower scores, with the total going under in their last 3 meetings, all of which ended with fewer than 215 points on the scoreboard. Given this pattern, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Minnesota Timberwolves versus Portland Trail Blazers. A pair of Northwest Division rivals will face off as each team aims to secure a win on the court in Portland, also known as Rip City. The Minnesota Timberwolves head out on the road to take on the Portland Trail Blazers on Tuesday night. In their previous game, the Timberwolves suffered a close 95-94 loss at home to the Miami Heat on Sunday, failing to cover the spread as a 7.5-point favorite. Meanwhile, the Trail Blazers endured a blowout loss on Sunday, falling 134-89 at home to the Memphis Grizzlies, losing as 1-point underdogs. Historically, the Trail Blazers hold a commanding 90-46 lead in their all-time regular season series against the Timberwolves. However, Minnesota has recently turned the tide, winning 5 consecutive matchups against Portland, including a dominant 127-102 victory in their first meeting of this season last Friday night. On the injury front, the Timberwolves enter this matchup with a clean bill of health, as they currently have no players listed on the injury report. Conversely, the Trail Blazers continue to deal with roster challenges, as Mattis Thybulle has been ruled out again, leaving them short-handed. In the first meeting this season, the Timberwolves controlled the game from start to finish, showcasing a strong team performance led by Anthony Edwards. Now coming off a disappointing loss to Miami, Minnesota will be determined to bounce back with a statement game against a struggling Portland team. The Trail Blazers, unfortunately, have been one of the weakest teams in the league on both ends of the floor, and their struggles have only deepened as the season has progressed. Offensively, Portland has had a hard time finding rhythm from beyond the arc, while their defense has allowed opponents to drain over 15 three-pointers per game. The Timberwolves, being one of the NBA's top three-point shooting teams, will look to exploit this weakness, especially after making 22 three-pointers in their last matchup with Portland. Portland's recent blowout loss to Memphis highlighted their vulnerabilities, and they face an uphill battle to improve here. The Trail Blazers rank near the bottom of the league in several key offensive categories, including second to last in scoring, last in assists per game, last in three-pointers per game, last in three-point shooting percentage, and second to last in overall field goal percentage. This statistical profile does not bode well for a matchup against a Minnesota team that ranks 5th in scoring defense, first in limiting opponents' three-point attempts, and second in three-point defense. After allowing a winnable game to slip away against Miami, the Timberwolves come into this game hungry for redemption. They recently defeated Portland by a comfortable 25-point margin and are expected to produce a similar result here. The Timberwolves, despite being the clearly more talented team, are also highly motivated to recover from their loss to Miami, a game where their offense struggled to gain momentum. In contrast, they should face little resistance from a Portland squad that has struggled defensively all season. Minnesota's last game against Portland saw them shoot 48% from the field and sink 22 three-pointers, fueling their 25-point victory. While the Trail Blazers could use a win to reignite their season, they have been one of the coldest teams recently, compounded by their 45-point loss to an undermanned Grizzlies team. Despite the setback against Miami, the Timberwolves had been building positive momentum and should have a strong chance to bounce back here. Thus, picking the Minnesota Timberwolves to win and cover the spread as favorites is our preferred selection for the full game side. As for the game total, Minnesota has posted a 6-4 record to the over in their 10 games this season, entering this contest. One area the Timberwolves need to improve on is ball control, as they rank 25th in the league with an average of 16.5 turnovers per game. Minnesota plays at a slightly below average pace, ranking 18th in tempo with 98.4 possessions per game. On the other hand, Portland has stayed under the total in 6 of their 11 games this season going into Monday's slate. They rank 22nd in turnovers, averaging 16.1 per game, but operate at a faster pace, ranking 7th in tempo with 100.6 possessions per game. The last matchup between these teams hit the over, and similar trends suggest this game could do the same. While Minnesota only managed 94 points in their recent game against Miami, they are expected to have a more productive offensive outing here against Portland, which has been allowing opponents to score freely and shoot high percentages. The Trail Blazers have young scorers capable of generating offensive bursts, adding further potential for a higher score. Friday's game between these two teams saw a total of 229 points, And while this game may not quite reach that level, it is unlikely to fall much short. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.